Let you all open all your three eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukhanam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadusham Tattvamasyaadilakshya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshibhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions. What is spa manifestation? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself explaining what is spa manifestation.
All the 25 states of consciousness, when they happen in you due to your chemicals and hormones ups and downs, it is powerlessness. When it happens in you out of your free will and consciousness, it is powerfulness. That's all. When you fall into sleep, it is powerlessness. When you enter into sleep, it is powerfulness. When you fall into dream, it is powerlessness. When you decide to dream, it is powerfulness. So I have added the ultimate powerfulness, Turiyatita, in your whole being and doing. Manifest all the powers. Understand, power manifestation is nothing but cognitive shift. It is not work. It is cognitive shift. Understand? It is just cognitive shift. It's not work. Work is a 4-letter word. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, playing with life, playing with being alive. Static matter, dynamic activity, strategic existence, all these three has no boundary. You are one with it. You are alive in everything. Everything listens to you. everything decides as you want. Power manifestation is cognitive shift, raising your frequency, not work.
Now let's understand who is Paramashiva. Bhagavan himself has beautifully explained the Paramashiva in all of us.
Paramashiva does manifestation, maintenance, rejuvenation, pulling out of delusion and liberation. He resides in his supreme Paramashiva Swarupa as Ajomuha or Adhomuha, unborn, beyond form, formlessness. Is Paramashiva Swarupa. That Paramashiva Swarupa manifests with these 5 faces as Sadashiva, Tatpurusha, Vamadeva, Ahora, Satyojata, Ishana. 5 faces he manifests and does the Panchakritya, Srishti, manifestation, Sthiti, sustenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Trobhava, pulling out of delusion, Anugraha, liberation. Understand? He does all these 5 jobs. Through these 5 phases. Now listen carefully. Tatpurusham, Vamadevam, Satyojatam, Ahoram, Ishanam. These 5 phases does Panchakrityas. Each phase, each dimension is not just one F-A-C-E phase, P-H-A-S-E phase. It's not just F-A-C-E, P-H-A-S-E. Understand? The creation, not just creation getting created, even sustenance need to be created, destruction need to be created, and pulling out of delusion need to be created, liberation need to be created. Then creation, manifestation need to be maintained. Maintenance, sthiti itself need to be maintained. Destruction, samhara, the rejuvenation need to be sustained, maintained when it is happening. Pulling out of delusion, trobhava, need to be maintained when it is happening. And anugraha, liberation, need to be maintained when it is happening. Those micromilliseconds when it is happening. So understand, Satyojata Murti as 5 phase, Ishana Murti as 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti as 5 phase, Agora Murti has 5 phase, Tatpurusha Murti has 5 phase. So, Tatpurusha Murti as is 5 phase, Agora Murti has is 5 phase, Vamadeva Murti has is 5 phase, Satyojata Murti has his 5 phase, Ishana Murti has his 5 phase. All these 5 Murtis, 5 phases put together is 25 faces of Mahasadashiva.
Bhagavan beautifully explained Paramashiva. Now, who is His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam? Let's hear from Bhagavan himself. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is a reviver of Kailasha, the ancient enlightenment civilization, the great cosmic borderless nation. Is an avatar from and is a supreme pontiff of Hinduism. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, has made science of power manifestation, yoga, temple-based university for humanity, Sovereign Order of Kailasha, led by His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, and Nityananda Order of monks, nuns, Hindu diasporas, are working for global peace to give superconscious breakthrough to humanity. Nithyananda Hindu University, world's largest with extended campus in 150 countries, is collecting, organizing, preserving, time-capsuling, decoding, spreading and reviving 20 million source books of Hinduism and 64 sacred arts, science like Ayurveda, music, dance, sculpting, astrology, Vastu, and many more. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, is 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Shamalapita Sarvanyapita, ancient apex body of Hinduism and present emperor of Suryavamsa Surangi Swamrajyam. His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, has survived the worst persecution of multiple assassination attempts on person and character by anti-Hindu elements. Beautifully, Bhagavan now explains who is His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Everything is infinitely powerful. You realize your potentiality. You establish yourself in the completion, space of completion. You are God, that's all. All of us are gods. The first experience is that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience the skin of the stone on rock on which I was sitting and the skin of this body. Both carry me equally. In both I exist equally. Sangha is a place where the tattvas are taught to you, and till it becomes satya, you are supported. Akhadas are basically founded by Sadashiva himself. All is ganas, Shiva ganas. Exactly the word gana means. In your length, breadth, depth, if you are filled by Shiva, you are Shiva gana. All the Shiva ganas formed the first Akhada. Later on, much later, Kapila Muni organizes Mahanirvani Akhada. Then all other Akhadas. Mahamandaleshwar of Mahanirvani Akhada, the oldest apex body of Hinduism, I welcome every one of you. What I am teaching is from original Agamas Yogapada. The science very clearly declares, Sadashiva is very clear, manifestation of these powers happen when you experience oneness with Sadashiva, when you choose your Guru, the best thing is find a person who is enlightened, experienced, who can play with energy, who can directly transmit experience to you, and who is in tune with the original Shastras, the source of the knowledge. All the revealed scriptures available about the yoga directly by Sadashiva for you to do research, study, practice, question the people who teach.
The science of power manifestation is a gift to the humanity, which is authentic, time-tested, scientific, and foolproof. Diksha, or the initiation from His Divine Holiness, Nithyananda Paramashiva, makes the science directly an experience for the initiates. The experience is directly authenticated by the Pramanas. The Shastra Pramanas, the eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures, the Veda and Agamas. The Apta Pramanas, the experience of the Rishis, Munis, Ganas, Nayanamars, Alvars, and Siddhars, who are the authority of Hinduism, who have scientists who time-tested and verified the science of power manifestation. The Atma Pramanas are the avatar who land on the planet Earth to give a superconscious breakthrough to humanity. His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashiva, this millennium's avatar, personal experience of power manifestation. Shakshi Pramanas, or the experience of the millions of disciples, devotees, and followers initiated into the science of power manifestation by Bhagavan himself. Pratyaksha Pramanas, or the scientific studies which can be measuring the effect of being in the enlightened state. Nithyananda Jnana Paddhati, for the power of the will to decrease the temperature of the body, the powerful cognition from Bhagavad Gita decoded. Listen, carrying out powerlessness due to the rajas or tamas is not okay. When your immune system is down, any wrong negative spiritual concept can affect you. Infection by the root pattern can happen in you during those powerless moments. When the infection of reactive patterns happen in you, it is almost incurable. Only an enlightenment master can do surgery and cure it. The surgery is called inner awakening. The only way to move into sattva and dissolve samskara is to move to the superconscious, into the superconscious state through the power meditations. Final your root pattern and completion process. On the root pattern completion, there is no other way that we can achieve it ourselves. Only the presence of superconscious energy, the enlightened master, can dissolve the samskara, the root pattern, burn out of vasana, and conflicting pattern developed through these root pattern. It is only way. All other technique do only the one thing: they make money for those who promote them and put them who is seeking help into deeper trouble. So first, bring integrity to your thoughts and action. Identify your gunas that cover up from if it is a fantasy rooted in tamas. Complete and drop the fantasy and move into the present reality. Please listen. Every one of you have fantasy deep down about you becoming all powerful, all knowing, serving Natva. That's all. I tell you, living as per the expectation of you, behaving as you expect about you, it is the greatest joy you can experience in life. Completion does that for you. That to you. I tell you, nothing else can do that to you. This realization awareness that completion helps you Move out of the zone fantasies and create your reality as you want can only come from the result of learning the science of completion. Beautiful, powerful cognition, the science of Shastra Pramanas. Shastra Pramana, eternal, unchangeable truth revealed in the source scriptures. Shiva Sutra, Sutra 1.13. Icha Shakti Uma Kumari 1.3. Bhagavan Parameshwara says his will is the energy of Shiva and it is called Uma. The independent power of will, power of Shiva is called Kumari, the cosmic energy place. Bhagavan beautifully says how completion can only bring you the huge success that you are really looking for in any field, any area. The completion space, making it all the blocks irrelevant and redundant. It's like obstacle courses which we are struggling with. But by completion, we make them irrelevant, redundant by just flying across it. There's no hurdles that we need to jump. Completion brings us to such beautiful space, oneness with Paramashiva, for us to experience the ultimate and manifest the ultimate powers. Here, Bhagavan very clearly says, one who understands the completion can really start manifesting all the powers of Paramashiva. So, how the 9 hours understood these sciences and the whole family lived only for that. The adults, the kids, everybody lived just for only that. How Rukmani understood the great science and she lived only for Krishna in the space of completion and not for possessing. Bhama, and whenever she thinks of Krishna, it's more of possessing. But Rukmani, she was in out of complete completion, no possession, that possessing. That is why she put a tulsi leaf and simply the balance came to balance just by her tulsi. The power of intention, power of completion can create the power of intention very strongly in a very great depth. The completion is understanding that all that exists in the outer world is irrelevant and redundant. The whole thing, that whole Bhagavad Gita that Arjuna is learning from Krishna is this whole world is already written, already scripted, and is already happening. We do not have to do anything except be in space of Paramashiva, manifesting our reality, not desiring our reality. Manifestation of the reality in such a completion way, one lives as the Devas or even Paramashiva himself. Again and again, getting into the incompletion of limited possibility and struggling individually is what Bhagavan calls it, that we are caught up in the incompletion. More and more we fall into the completion space, more and more we'll understand that this world is redundant, it is irrelevant, and it is not going to help me anyway. Bhagavan beautifully says, whether I win the war, win the struggle, or lose the struggle, I am a part of rat race. I am a rat. I don't want to be a rat. So he just ignores the whole thing. Whatever happens, how much ever torture, that they are ready to even kill him, he is in such a bliss space, he does not get disturbed. Even an iota of disturbance is not there. How many ever project, how many ever problem, how many ever people, how many ever work to do, everything always that time is available for him, because the hands just keep forming as he declares his responsibility to do everything. The ultimate space of oneness and manifesting powers of Paramashiva. With this powerful cognition, let's move to the Apta Pramana. Apta Purana are from the Periya Puranam. Here, due to the demonization of the Jain devotee in the Pandya kingdom, Shaivets were not treated properly. The king Nedumaran was misled by the Jain and allowed for them to cunningly put the Sambandas fire in the Tirnana Sambandas palace. However, by grace of God, the fire diverted back to the king's body, smearing the holy ash and praising the glory of his holy ash. Tirnyana Sammanjar then had to cure the king's heat disease. The Nedumaran was misled by the Jain and allowed them to be cunningly treat this and burn the palace of Tirnyana Sambandar. With the grace of God, Paramashiva, the fire diverted back to the king and smearing the holy ash, praising and its glory, Tirnyana Sambandar just cured the king's heat disease. Such a powerful cognition. With that, let's move to the Atma Pramana.
Actually, people who have got fear does not have so much problem. People who are afraid of their fears, they create more problem. When you brood too much about your fears, you start thinking you have problem. When you think you have psychological problem, you have psychological problem. That is why when I see so much of publicity for psychiatric medicines and psychological problems, I am afraid that the whole civilization will become sick. Any psychological disorder, you just create a name and symptoms and start diagnosing, you will find patients. Because you can create any symptom as a disorder or order. Anything can be called as normal or anything can be called as disorder. There is no scale. Whoever tries to fix a scale, they are working with normal human beings which are again abnormal. See, throughout Sigmund Freud's life, he worked with human beings who are abnormal. How can you say there is something called normalcy? No. Just because you are all sitting here, we can't say all of you are normal. Because there is so many kinds of thoughts going on, listening to the same words in your mind. You will be shocked. Same words of somebody can create such a different expressions and experiences in two different people's mind. Small story. In India there was a famous king lived, Harishchandra. He is very famous for his truthfulness. If any of you know the Harishchandra story, you can enjoy this story. He is a great king, lived for truthfulness and even sold his family to stand on truth. He sold his wife to pay his debt, which he promised. Such truthful person. Once a Bhagavat Pandit, a Acharya, was teaching Harishchandra's story. After the story, he asked one person, "What did you understand from the story?" That guy said, "I understood, even if I die, I should be truthful. Truthfulness is the lesson I learned from this story." He asked the other guy, "What did you understand?" He said, "I understood one thing, for emergency you can sell your wife. If it is needed, you can sell your kids." Same story can create totally two different understandings. Same words can create two different understandings. So many different thoughts. So how can we say everybody is normal? There is a standard. No. There is no such thing as normal. Sigmund Freud worked with people who are abnormal, practically patients. He never had chance to meet a Buddha. He never had chance to meet an enlightened being. Actually, Jung went to India, the Sigmund Freud's disciple, but afraid to meet Raman Maharshi. He heard about Raman Maharshi. went all the way to Chennai, but he says, I am afraid that I may completely lose myself in his presence. He has heard too much about him. He says, if I am lost, all my vested interests are gone. If he has met Raman Maharshi, the Western psychology would have taken a new turn. And West would have had a big blessing, a great understanding, great truths, a new understanding about mind. Sigmund Freud says, after 40 years of research, man as such can't be helped.
The Shakshi Brahmanas are the millions of disciple devotees who have experienced the power manifestation by Bhagavan initiating them, and they are beautifully sharing the whole thing with us. Here we have Sharat Mithal sharing the temperature changes. Last 2 times there wasn't much of a change. After power of consciousness, there was visible changes which is happening. And from 34 to 36 changes, 2 degrees difference is really awesome change. Now let's go to the instruction and Pratyaksha Pramana.
Pratyaksha Pramana, scientific studies, what can be measured, measuring the effect of being in enlightenment state.
Now the Kenopanishad is taking it to the next level. Declaration, not prayer. Me, my ability to will. Understand? Just like you have various abilities, ability to see, ability to use your hands, ability to use your legs, ability to listen, ability to think, you have something called ability to will. The ability to will integrates all your abilities. The ability to will is the spiritual umbilical cord connection with cosmos. Understand, other than God, no one can will. When we are told only God's will be done, means actually no one else can have will. Only God can have will. If you are having the power to will, you are connected to God, you are part of God, you are Him. Understand? Power to will is umbilical cord connection with God. Our umbilical cord connection with God is our power to will. If you will, no one can deny it. Even God cannot deny it, because your will is bestowed on you by God.
The signs of power of will. The signs of power of will. Science say that eye color is a character determined by 2 distinct factors: the pigmentation of the eye's iris and the frequency dependence of the scattering of light. In humans, the pigmentation of the iris varies from light brown to black, depending on the concentration of melanin in the iris, which is determined by our DNA. The appearance of blue and green, as well as hazel eyes, result from the Tyndall scattering of light. Eye color varies depending on the lighting conditions, especially for lighter colored eyes. Epigenetics is a study of heritable changes that do not involve DNA sequence, but DNA expression alterations. DNA, methylation, histone, acetylation. These alterations are triggered by different factors such as nutrition, behavior, physical activity, working habits, smoking, and alcohol consumption. Stress meaning the very quality of our state of consciousness. Health is your nature. You don't need to create it. You just need to remember it. Then the epigenome starts to realign itself. From the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, His Divine Holiness, Bhagwan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Consciousness alters your DNA.
The epigenetics. They have done so much of research on this field, on this epigenome. Epigenome is a protein particle responsible for your genes and all the happenings based on genes. Please understand, we are always taught genes are responsible for our diseases. No, it's not true. Even your DNA is not responsible. The quality of your consciousness is responsible. The quality of consciousness can directly change DNA. Asan Church very beautifully proves even the persistent diseases handed over to you by the previous generations, like cancer, sugar, blood pressure, heart diseases, even they can be just altered, changed, transformed by the quality of your consciousness. Another one research proves only 35% of your DNA is responsible, only 35%, for what you are, who you are, how you are, and all the major factors like your longevity, disease, health and everything. Only 35%. The science of epigenetics and the epigenome opens a new door to the great truths declared by Patanjali and Swatmarama. Patanjali in Raja Yoga Sutras and Swatmarama in Hatha Yoga Sutras. Shiva Sutras says very clearly, the man who is in perfect health just by his nisangalpa, means the intentionless consciousness, can transmit that to a human being or any being.
Decrease the temperature of the body for others. The camera and timestamp is ready. Jnana is ready. Thermometer, which is very good condition, which is required for the body. And a partner, call a partner and explain to them what you're going to do. Once you set up all these lists, take few moments to set up their camera. Download the timestamp. Click on the video. Ensure the timestamp is shown on the screen vividly and clearly. Make sure the camera is facing you in a bright light and your partner, and there is no other noise. These are very special moments. You don't know what you would discover. Please make sure the camera is set to roll. Guidelines to start the decreasing the temperature of the body for others. Turn on the video recording and put Nithyananda between your eyebrows. Get a partner to explain to them what you're going to do and sit comfortably with them. Record the temperature of your partner's body and start the power manifestation by bringing awareness to your third eye between your eyebrows. Through the power of will, the temperature of your body, of your partner's body raises. Just make a note of that. Take a picture, video record it, and initially increase or decrease is okay by few points, but after that at least 5 to 10 points there should be huge difference seen. Verify all this is happening authentically and share your videos with others and listen to others' experience of power manifestation. Power manifestation instructions. Let's sit straight, the head, neck and back in a straight line, so that beautifully the Kundalini energy raises to the Agnya where the manifestation happens. Usually our awareness is on Muladhara, Swadhisthana and Manipuraha, where navel center, your below navel center. Here, bringing the awareness to your third eye and sitting straight will give us amazing possibility of power manifestation. Now let's understand few words that Bhagavan is repeatedly using. Shakti Pada, oneness, be unclutched, initiation. So here first we will see in Bhagavan's words what is Shakti Pada.
Let me give an introduction about what is Shaktipada process. Please understand. You would have seen or heard about how the chicken sits on the egg and hatches. Of course, in the modern countries, this does not happen. Machine sits on the egg and or egg sits on the machine. In those days, originally when hens and chicken were getting produced on the planet Earth, the hen used to sit on the chicken and hen used to sit on the egg and the chicken will come out of the egg. See, same way, Sadashiva, sitting means the ultimate cosmic energy sitting on the individual soul and making the individual soul into cosmic energy is Shaktipada. Hen sitting on the egg and making the chicken happen, same way. You may think, how come, what is going on here? That hen is only sitting just by the body heat of the hen, the egg is becoming chicken. Because no surgery is done and nothing goes inside. It's only sitting. Same way, it is just sitting. It's only the presence. The Shaktipada makes the individual soul into cosmic soul.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained Shaktipada, how individual soul becomes cosmic soul. And let's listen to initiation.
You see, let me explain the initiation. Initiation is the process beyond your intellectual understanding. The transmission of lamp happens. Now, you understood something intellectually. There is something which is not understood, which can't be transmitted through the words. That is transmitted. That's what we call initiation. Sometimes I tell people that unless you are initiated, the techniques do not create the result. The reason is you do not grasp completely whatever is expressed through words. Initiation is like it just transmits whatever need to be transmitted beyond logic and beyond words. People ask me why to wear this bracelet or this mala and all those things. This all will remind you. Why bracelet in the hand? It will remind you before eating, did you meditate? It's a constant reminders. Before eating, let you be reminded, did you do the meditation? That is why this bracelet. That is why this mala. That is why this external things. Sometimes these external things does a big job of reminding you constantly. That is why take the help of external things also, nothing wrong. People ask me, why we can just be spiritual without having external things? If you can, really you are welcome. But I don't think anybody who speaks in that way is successful. I've never seen people becoming successful avoiding the external things, just having internal things. And it is just a nice way of escaping from yourself.
Beautifully, Bhagavan explained initiation Let's listen to be unclutched. What is to be unclutched?
The thoughts, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched because the gap between two thoughts is too small. The neutral space between the two thoughts is too small. You think all the thoughts are connected and it is in the shared form. It is not. By your very nature, every thought is independent, illogical, unconnected, and unclutched. Between every thought, you experience a neutral space. When you change the gear, whether you go from neutral to 1 or 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 or 3 to 4 or 4 to whatever gears you may change, but every time you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to the next gear. Even if you want to go from 2 to 3, you have to come to the neutral space. Only then you can go to 3. Same way, between every thought, you experience a neutral space. You experience a neutral space between every thought. Between every thought. That neutral space, that silence is what I call peace or bliss. The peace which exists, the bliss which exists already in you, between every thought, the gap of the thought, the gap between the thoughts, that neutral space is the peace, is the bliss. When you understand you are unconnected, independent, illogical, and unclutched by your very nature, you will start experiencing the neutral space in you, neutral space which exists in you. You will start living from moment to moment in spontaneity. We need to understand one more thing. This technique of being unclutched, it does miracles in your being. In the body level, or in the mental level, or in the being level. In every level, when you understand the truth, by your very nature, you are unclutched. The tremendous quantum transformation. You take a quantum jump. The transformation happens in quantum, not step by step. Just one jump. You take a quantum jump and experience the truth awakening in you.
The oneness space is the most beautiful space that Bhagavan himself is explaining how we are ferocious. Beyond the tiredness and boredom, we can experience the space of oneness and be unclutched.
Oneness is not imagination. Oneness is not visualization. Oneness is not even just declaration. It is your existence. An idea which is you is oneness. The idea which has become part of your very space, which does not tire you or bore you by the passage of the time, is oneness. Mahadeva says in the Agama, Sadashiva beautifully explains in the Agama, Kala, Yama cannot tire you or bring boredom to you if something becomes your space. Devi achieved the blissful state and union with Mahadeva On Shivaratri day, because our space became oneness, anything which brings tiredness or boredom has not yet become your space. If living in this body brings you tiredness and boredom, you are not going to be living in this body forever. When that becomes too much, you are going to drop it and move ahead. If you want to be in oneness forever, it should become part of your space, means you should become ferocious with you and break this very tiredness and boredom. Only when you deal you with the ferociousness, you break the tiredness and boredom. With that ferociousness, you need to make oneness as your space. Anything stands as an imagination in the length level, visualization in the breadth level, declaration in the depth level. If you open your time with ferociousness, it just sinks into space level. With this ferociousness, the time layer in you opens, and the oneness from imagination to visualization to declaration, it becomes your space, the way of existence.
The most important, Bhagavan says, being unclutched, understanding the Shaktipada, the oneness space, and chanting the Mahavakya. The Mahavakya, the power of the Mahavakya, pushes you into the higher states of consciousness. Here, Bhagavan himself explains how we can experience the Shaktipada, raised higher consciousness, through Mahavakya.
It's one of the very important revelation by Sadashiva. All the electronic equipments work when the electrons are made to vibrate. That happens by the light. When the electricity is supplied, the light particle vibrates, the electronic equipment starts working. Just like that, the spiritual power and the umbilical cord connection, spiritual umbilical cord connection between you and me, it works with sound particle. For example, my integrity with the cosmos, Sadashiva, Mahasadashiva, it reverberates in certain level of frequency. When you are integrated to me, you also start reverberating in the same frequency. If your integrity goes down, that is when you start connecting with me only as a manager or this organization head or your Purvashram father, mother. Your connection with me goes down to the lower level if the integrity gets reduced. I was wondering, what is the way we can bring people to the higher integrity immediately and the feeling connection, so they start manifesting the powers, they start staying in the space of Sadashivatva. Sadashiva revealed a beautiful sound. I can tell you, this is like a password. At any point, if you are not able to bring yourself to oneness, you are a little shaken, disturbed, or for some reason, you are not able to bring yourself to oneness. This is like a password. You type, whether your mind feels connected or not, the energy will start flowing in you beyond the depth dimension. You see, all mind oscillation, restlessness, all mental idea based feeling connected or not feeling connected is only length, breadth, depth level, not in the space level. But this sound will straight infuse energy from the space level. Like for example, if the power goes off, automatically the generator will get switched on and the power supply will be going on. So end result will not be lost. Whether government power supply or the generator power supply, end result will not be stopped. So whenever you feel little that oneness is, you are not catching it, just feed this password. Immediately the oneness will open up and you will start manifesting the powers, energy, and the whole space will shift. It is directly from Sadashiva. It's a beautiful sound. I don't even want to say it's a mantra. It is not even a mantra because there is no meaning in it. You can't derive a meaning for it. It just flashed like a password for all the initiations I am giving. One single password for all the initiations I am giving. And the initiations I gave, I am giving, I will be giving for all that. This is like one password. Don't even repeat like a mantra. Just feed like a password and it will just open up. Your whole being will open up. Listen carefully. It starts with the vibration Om. Listen and then repeat. Om. Very deep. Om. Nithyananda. Nithyananda. Maha Sadashivoham.
So Bhagavan gave beautiful explanation of how you can be in Shaktipada. Visualize Paramashiva who has come down as Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam from Kailasha. Remembering Paramashiva in your third eye, again and again, bringing your awareness to your third eye simply makes you manifest powers. Absolute unclutching. How Bhagavan said, the neutral zone, nothing ever touches the screen. Like same way, the movie does not touch the screen, whether it is happening in ferocious or any soft, beautiful, nothing touches the screen. Be unclutched like the screen. And to experience the state of Paramashiva, your inner space being completely unclutched. Complete completion to experience the space of Paramashiva. Inside us, the complete completion happens when we are in tune with Paramashiva. That everything is redundant and irrelevant. The essence of completion is irrelevant. Nothing matters in your life because everything is complete completion. Oneness with Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, in ferocious breaking the boredom and tiredness, just being in the space of oneness with Paramashiva to manifest the powers of Paramashiva. Tyaga as Paramashiva is your only strength, now declaring complete integrity with Bhagavan to experience the being of Paramashiva. How Bhagavan said, chanting the Mahavakya raises your frequency and that is your only strength to manifest any reality. Being in this beautiful space of Paramashiva, you can experience such a beautiful space, state, powers, and becoming the being of Paramashiva, manifesting whatever you want. Now, you will be manifesting the powers, watching the oneness capsule, and chanting the Mahavakya, Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. We'll be playing the Mahavakya and the oneness capsule for you to manifest powers. At end of the Mahavakya, you can start with the verification and sharing and causing. Thank you.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Paramashivoham. Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om 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 Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. 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 Om Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Vani open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda
Nithyananda Paramashiva.
Verification process for decreasing the temperature of the body for others, power of will. Step 1. Verify that no video editing is done on Shakti Avishkarna, power manifestation videos. Verify video is not stopped and restarted in the middle of the process of manifestation. All videos should be verified with the timestamp and wide angle view. Make sure record the thermometer of your partner body before and after the power manifestation. Measure it a couple of times to make sure the reading is consistent. Take a picture before and after apart from recording so we can post it and you can see the difference also. Compare the record book before and after manifestation to verify the result of manifestation. It should be higher or lower by few degrees centigrade or Fahrenheit. Thank you for participating in the power manifestation. Beautiful. We are at the end of the power manifestation, but most important part of the power manifestation. Here, we are going to share all that you have manifested with the social media groups. Here we have Sri Kailasha Kotyar manifesting power groups. Thousands of people are part of that. And you can share there and you can post your powerful cognition and the videos. The link is tinyurl.com/power manifestation. It is at the left corner of the page. You can click on it and you can post your beautiful experience in the power manifestation group. Why sharing and causing is very important part of power manifestation. Bhagavan beautifully explains that sharing is pulling us out of delusion and causing is liberating us. We are the ones who need to start experiencing the higher states of reality, how we need to exist. Beautifully, Bhagavan explains when you are sharing with others the ultimate beautiful multidimensional logic, your brain rewires into the higher space of consciousness, the Turyatita state. Again and again, when you experience even a little bit, you share with the world, your experience becomes reality. Same thing when you cause others to come and get initiated for higher reality, you are caused into the higher purpose, the ultimate reality. Bhagavan says extreme causing, extreme power manifestation is extreme causing. So beautifully he explains how our strength is declared on Paramashiva. The power manifestation happens exactly in tune to that. And sharing with the world, continuously reiterating ourselves the experience that we had from the powerful cognition and manifesting the space of Paramashiva, the state of Paramashiva, the beings of Paramashiva, we become Paramashiva. Go on sharing and causing, which is the most important part of how you have experienced your reality. When you go to a temple, we pray and we see that beautiful experience happen in us and then share with the world that how amazing the temple experience has manifested as your reality. Same way, when you manifest powers, when you share with the world, it becomes more and more the depth cognition of you and you will be experiencing more powers. Even if you're manifested very small, it does not matter the quantity. Bhagavan says the quality is important. If it is authentic, please go ahead and share with the world. Do not doubt, have self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred come and block anything. Experience the ultimate in deep seeking and gratitude. Bhagavan manifest in you with a deep prayer that asking Bhagavan to make this reality as your existential reality. With that, let's end with the Purna Mantra. Thanking Bhagavan for all these great experience. We have come to the end of the power manifestation course and we end with the Purna Mantra. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Sarvam Bhavate Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam Paduka Arpanamastu. Om Nithyanandam. Thank you for participating in the Jnana Paddhati, Nithyananda Jnana Paddhati course. Please go ahead and select more power manifestation and every day experience the ultimate reality for yourself. Nithyananda.
Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham